still say there's gotta be a way to stop them here. Can't face them
There are no signs of disarray among outsider forces. Increased Mosaic communications are believed to have minimized outsider logistical disadvantage.
Good, you're here. I need a word.
Angie, how are you doing with everything that happened?
Axis is dead. As for Pete, I lost him years ago, Will. This was just the final goodbye.
I'm sorry.
Thanks. Now, let's get back to work. We don't have much time.
What do you mean?
We were right. This attack is the precursor for a larger one. The rest of their forces will be here in hours. A day, if we're lucky.
Anything else useful? Weapon schematics, weaknesses, that sort of thing?
No obvious weaknesses, if that's what you mean. Axis was head of their invasion, so he knew everything about their troop strength and deployments.
That ought to give the analysts something to work with.
Not that we have any time. The main force will be here within a matter of hours.
Better than nothing. We can send word to evacuate while we try to shut down their command.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Weir is calculating exactly where we'll be going.
I want you to know, what happened with your brother back there?
Will, it's okay. You were right. It had to be done.
I only hope you'd do the same for me if it came down to it.
If it's you, I won't have to think twice.
Ah, thanks.
But thank you, Will. And I'm sure Pete would thank you too.
You find what you were looking for back there?
I knew putting him down wasn't going to change much. It won't bring anyone back, but I can sleep a little easier. Thanks, Will, for giving me that chance.
This strike sounds like it'll be a one-way trip.
Maybe. I'm not going to worry about it. If we die, we die. I'm going to make sure that Origin comes with us.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
I've lost as much as anyone in this war, and I'll damned well be there to finish it.
There's not a lot of time.
Understood. Go check on Weir for the target's coordinates. I'll be ready when you are.
There's not a lot of time.
Understood. Go check on Weir for the target's coordinates. I'll be ready when you are.
Tell me again how it happened. We're taking cover behind the crates when suddenly my mind was just this one idea over and over again. And what was that idea? Team leader is an enemy. Kill him. Over and over. He's an enemy. Outsider control of Michigan's Upper Peninsula is nearly complete. Casualties minimized due to effective evacuation, but neighboring communities are unable to take in further refugees. Good job out there, Carter. Just hope it makes a difference.
That's everything we need. Run those to the director and tell him I'll meet him at the hangar. Ah, Carter, just in time.
Got our travel plans ready, Doc?
Yes. I've just finished calculating the coordinates for our strike, and I've tested the Ven gate as well as I can, given the conditions.
We won't get a second shot at this.
Well then, I suppose it's now or never.
That's a strange thing to hear coming from you.
Sometimes the best test is a live one, Carter.
Not exactly filling me with confidence there, Doc.
If it's any comfort, I'll be in the Avenger as well. Should anything go awry, I'll be ready.
So, the data from Axis gave you the coordinates you needed. Where do they point?
Most definitely. They point to a particularly isolated point in orbit around the alien homeworld.
Where exactly is the alien homeworld?
It's hard to describe precisely without a star map, but it's approximately 600 light-years away from Earth, in the Cygnus constellation.
They're a long way from home.
Planets that can sustain our kind of life are few and far between, even in an infinite universe.
You've opened other Ven gates before, right? This isn't all just theoretical.
Of course. You were there when Lawrence and I opened the first one.
That didn't exactly turn out well.
No, but it worked. And we've had success in smaller tests since then, using recovered outsider technology.
Well, that's good to hear, I think.
Of course, the real test will be transferring something as large as the Avenger. We'll see about that soon enough, though.
Any idea what we can expect to find on their homeworld?
Thankfully, the Outsiders seem to have a similar environment and gravity to our own. No doubt that's why they chose Earth for their conquest. But the rest may be, as they say, quite alien.
What sort of defenses would they have?
The Avenger's stealth ability should get us past the toughest defenses, but it looks like you'll have to do the last leg of the trip on foot.
Just me and my squad in an alien base? Sounds like fun.
Their security will no doubt be fierce, but I'm happy to say it'll be limited. They apparently try to keep Origin's location secret, so they can't garrison an entire army around it.
We're gonna be relying on your work. I sure hope it makes the grade, Doctor.
As do I. You're not the only one whose life is on the line. Can't say I relish the risk of dying so far away from home, but how many scientists have a chance to see an alien world?
Don't think of it as dying far away from home. Think of it as dying to save your home.
Yes. That's much more comforting, isn't it?
Carter, please report to Director Falk in ops. Agent Carter to Director Falk.
I suppose it's time. See you in the Avenger, Carter.
Out there.
Get those evacuation orders out, and keep the agents defending the high-profile targets.
Yes, sir. Understood. We'll keep everything running until you return.
Your inexplicable confidence is noted and appreciated, Chelsky. Well, here's Carter now. Carter, good. I'm told that everything is ready.
Yes, sir.
Glad to hear it. We'll depart within the hour.
That's it?
Carter?
No speeches? Nothing to say?
This isn't the time for speeches, Carter. You know what's at stake, and you know the odds.
Yes, sir, I do.
I'd expect no less.
Don't sound so grim, old man. I'm not that easy to kill.
Every man has his limits, but if anyone can pull this off, it's you, Carter.
That's because I don't do things halfway.
And that's exactly why I picked you.
I just don't understand. Our missions have been a success.
No, your missions have been a success. If you call losing 2 towns and barely escaping with your objective successful. And even so, no one else has your success rate in the field.
We can get more agents, better training.
The Outsiders are the ones with an endless stream of troops, not us. There's only one option. We've got to take the fight to them.
Hasn't this Origin been around for, well, forever for all we know? What if stopping him and shutting down Mosaic isn't as simple as shooting him in the head?
We've made every preparation we can with the information we have. And if that's not enough, well, you've shown a talent for thinking on your feet.
You're telling me to improvise? That's a change. What if we get there and I don't have the tools I need?
Don't worry, I've got a backup plan. But frankly, you're the best chance we've got.
Supposing we do manage to close the gates, what happens to the outsider forces on Earth?
I'm leading a detailed battle plan. It's currently being distributed to the acting Joint Chiefs. The hope is that once we've separated our world from theirs, enemy supply lines will be cut off and the individual enemy platoons will be severed from the central command. This ought to give our military the edge they need to finish things.
Doesn't sound like you plan on being around for the cleanup.
The odds of us returning from this mission are slim. No use pretending otherwise.
I'm ready to go. I'll meet you in the Avenger.
You know what's at stake here, Carter, and you know the odds. You've survived this long. I know you're the right man for the job.
Warning, the sleepwalker infection is now known to be spread through contaminated water reserves. Operatives and
Looks like you're finally gonna get to take a ride in this death trap, huh?
Wrong. You're the one taking the ride. I get to be the one flying it.
You think it's ready for the trip?
It's you and the rest of the team I'm worried about. This beauty is all ready. Assuming you can help me with one last detail.
You got a platoon of engineers and mechanics on this thing. What do you need me for?
Everything's up and running, but we're picking up evidence of leaks in the fuel system. Problem is, they're too small for us to spot with the naked eye.
Leaks? Should I be wearing a hazmat suit?
Nothing that dangerous, but it could cause a fuel leak in the field. Or an explosive chain reaction.
If it'll keep this contraption in one piece, count me in. But how am I supposed to help?
If you scan the Avenger with that thing on your arm, you should be able to detect the leaks. Point them out to us and we'll handle the rest.
That's all? Walk in the park, Barnes. How big a flight crew does the Avenger take? Who's coming with us?
She can carry a small army, but half of that's gonna be pilots, engineers, and scientists.
I don't want to hang around any longer than we have to. No way I'm holding off a charging muton while the lab rats are catching alien butterflies.
Don't worry, Carter. They all know the top priority is getting out alive.
What are you worried about us for? Think we're gonna make a mess in your new toy?
You might, unless you've gone through high G training and didn't tell me.
So it's gonna be that kind of ride, huh?
I'll just say this. If I have to do any evasive maneuvers, you'd better hold on to your barf bag with both hands.
Better load up.
Just buckle up in there and I'll take care of the rest.
Found one of the micro leaks. You're leaking fuel here.
Okay, now track the pipe back to its valve and shut that off.
That's all of them.
That all you needed?
Just the last touches, yeah. And you might be interested to know you helped the techs track down a design flaw.
Flaw? What sort of flaw?
Nothing big enough to cause a problem, but they think they can get another 2, maybe 3% efficiency out of the engine.
We don't have time for a complete overhaul.
No, of course not. But they want to try some new layouts. Might help if we ever need to make a fleet of these babies.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.